Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to this irae, starting rather late, 1 AM. Wait, it's not that late really, 1 AM, not trouble, but I actually decided, hey, let's download the demo of Shining Star Nova, you know, from Love in Space, and, well, if you are longer with me, you know I love their games. Maybe not Homeworld, but Sunrider, well, yeah, I love that. So it's going to be good, I believe. I really look forward to the full version of it. We'll see the demo so far. Anyway, the irae right now. Let's go. Still, I could have actually recorded a demo. Well, never mind. Stealing my heart against the yard below. Tubalkine. Finally, I didn't say Kane. The disgusting dead bastard. I despise the very concept of his existence.
Good luck.
Thanks. I leapt out of the window. As I landed, I swept the other students out of my way. And they died. Probably. Or maybe not. I wonder what happens with the clothes actually when he forms his guillotine around. Does it, you know, completely disappear, disintegrate, or, you know, just vanish for a second and after you get rid of guillotine, the clothes return? Or, okay, weird thing to think about. It was time to continue where we left off. I formed my right arm to the guillotine to show I was ready for battle. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? I would say he might say Beatrice, but I'm not sure. I need to take care of him, no matter what. Apart from the fact he massacred all those students right before my eyes, there was another reason. I simply couldn't allow him to exist. I felt my heart squeezed by an invisible force, something akin to a sense of duty to end the bastard once and for all. Definitely he meant Beatrice. Right? I think I'm correct. The very moment Ren jumped off the window, Ellie clasped Rhea's hand and dashed in the darkness of the corridor. It didn't seem like anyone was pursuing them. It would have been a piece of cake for Wickham to catch up to a pair of fleeing girls. Or even Skewer Red. God damn it, yawning again. Once the taxi won't stop, while he remained momentarily immobile in the air before landing in the yard. For someone like Kazi-Klubei, a monster with a voracious appetite for carnage and murder, this seemed an odd behavior to exhibit. Kate couldn't help but make a confused frown. The force of stakes quivered as the laugh reverberated from within. Will you two fight? Ridiculous, Kay shook her head. She knew the Ever-Demon wouldn't care for such things. And of course, hand on the hip. Wilhelm was a fusion type who'd merge his body with the Ahnenerbo in full combat gear. The better the two fused, the more violent he became, the harder it was for him to suppress his urges. The atmosphere of this place, draining lights of friend and foe alike, stood as clear evidence of his nature. Within the creation figment, one's inner cravings would take physical form, shedding the user's exterior mask. Even this remote Kay could feel his last draining her of life force, drowning her into a swamp of exhaustion. Those trapped within the light of blood-stained roses were all equal to Wilhelm as prey to be hunted. He had become an avatar of murderous bloodlust, a state that made even Rusalka keep her distance.
バビロン、カイン、シュピーネ、マレウス、そしてもう一人、バルキュリア。
Didn't say anything about you yourself, right?
奴らは俺の親父でダチで兄弟であり同時に女だ。ああ、そりゃ気に食わねえ奴もいるし、いた。死ねば腹抱えて笑うだろって相手もいるぜ。だがな、俺はてめえみたいにすかし面で自分は違うんだってな線引きなんぞ連中にはしちゃいねえ。てめえはコウモリだレオン。俺らとは違う。あのガキどもとも違う。どっちにも片足突っ込みどっちにもなりきれねえ。無様だ、醜い半端野郎。仲間でもなく敵なんて価値もねえ。お前は生きてて何が楽しい？
楽しい。
What a jester! She had never had or thought to have fun in her entire life. Other than not knowing it, she didn't even possess the concept of enjoying things in life.
私はお前たちに育てられた。お前たちの子供だ、ベイ。私もまた増年金と。
違う。
Ouch! He allowed for no backtalk. She could feel Wilhelm's madness seeping through the bloodlust condensed in his thorns.
お前は太陽の子じゃねえ。獣の宗我でもたてがみでもねえ。何者でもなく何者でもない。
That's harsh.
だったら。
Then what was she then? Her enemy ran fugitive through her side with her ally, while her ally, Wilhelm, denied her very existence. Wherever she go, whatever she do, she would always.
私はレオンハルト・アウグストだ。生産杯芸家にその名をもらい、ベアトリスに代わって語彙を継いだ。それを誇りに思っている。
She never once regretted it. Her life was replete with pain and misery, and would likely stay that way forever, but still. The memory of that fateful day remained scorched into her heart. If only she could turn back the flow of time, to return to those bygone days. She didn't care about being despised. She didn't care whom she had to find and kill. She didn't care what she had to sacrifice.
私は迷わない。ベイ、私も黒煙卓の一人だ。
お前が？
He chuckled himself, discarding Kay's appeal as if it was no more than the buzz of an annoying insect. Or rather than discarding it, he completely obliterated it.
言ったろ。誰が誰の仲間だ、小娘。
A single stake emerged from the floor and pierced through Kay's belly, impaling her as if she was the prey of a shrike.
俺が認めた黒煙卓の第5位はバルキュリアただ一人だ。レオンハルト？そんな奴は知らねえ。お前は臭い。このしょうもねえシューレが似合いの日だまりくせえ寝小便が染みたガキの寝具だ。バルキュリアはアホだったが、あいつからはまだ硝煙の匂いがしていたぜ。つまりな、小娘。
Who was she, and what did she live for? If there was to be an answer to that question.
餌だ。それ以上でも以下でもねえ。てめえは花から捧げられ要員としてクリストフに飼われてた犬っころよ。
She could feel her life ebbing away, devoured by the vampire's fangs. All the souls she had accumulated, the hundreds she had killed, all for their sake. Her only hope.
てめえが5番目のスワスチカになれ。ハイドリ秘境を呼び戻す餌となれ。
No, she couldn't die. She refused to die. If she vanished here, then what point was there to all the struggles she had endured? She killed men and women, old and young, even children below her own age. What good did ripping their lives serve? For what did she smear her own hands in the crimson of spilled blood? She had to remember what she lived for. Kay longed to return to those days of old, to be once again cradled by the warmth of that sunlight, now lost in the darkness of time. She clung desperately to a miracle, willingly embarking on the path of a man-slaying fiend. Her tears were without meaning. Her prayers fell on deaf ears. Her dreams lay beyond the road paved with the corpses of thousands. Did she not swear to do anything to realize those dreams? She didn't want to die, and she couldn't let it all end here. If she died here, then who would be left to save those two beloved knights that carried their foolishness to their grave? Kay's mind erupted in a deafening shriek of her soul. She reached out to the nothingness beyond, from which a lion's sword of crimson flames emerged. She grasped it, she squeezed it in her grip, she stirred the air with its crimson luster. She swung her sword in a white arc, splitting the stake, impelling her into. Landing on solid ground, she readied her blade for battle. Her wounds were grave, she had already lost a formal amount of life force, yet still she could stand, still she could fight. The stigma on her belly remained silent. Fighting comrade in response to treason would not break her oath. Slaying Wilhelm here would not trigger the witch's curse. The knight held back the hair in savage jubilance. A forest of stakes numbering in thousands, stealing one apartment little more for Wilhelm than losing a single hair of his skin. Kay, on the other hand, had a hole in her belly. Her life was gradually oozing out. This no longer was a question of who had the upper hand, but whether or not Kay could even stand for long enough to fight. However, Kay made a slight but obvious smile. She wanted someone to condemn her for her wretchedness, and open to meet her torrent of eruptive emotions in battle. The night of blood-stained roses quivered as Wilhelm's uncontrollable laughter reverberated across the wall, shaking the entire building to its foundations. A wry smile crept onto Kay's lips. The Forest of Thorns split apart, revealing an ivory demon as it emerged from the darkness. His lips twisted into a grin of jubilance, his bloodshot eyes boiling with crimson savage lust. That's not true, if you consider what happened in the first walkthrough. Wilhelm Ehrenburg had lived a life defined by carnage and bloodshed from a young age, joining the Obsidian Table as one of its very first members. Despite lack of knowledge in the fields of martial arts and witchcraft, he still managed to shed most of his humanity, becoming a genuine demon beast through sheer will alone, a feat that only Wolfgang Schreiber could ever repeat.
最初に会った時のバルキュリアも今のてめえみたいに膝震わせながら俺に剣先向けてたもんだ。
そう、それは光栄な話。
She was happy to hear at least one person compare her to her idol. It ignited flames of confidence in her heart, making her believe that one day even she could wield her steel to protect those dear to her. Despite all the blood she had spilled, her soul was not thoroughly bereft of a genuine concept of love.
清掃13騎士団黒煙卓第5位レオンハルト・アウグスト
He knows that!
同じく第4位ビルヘルム・エーレンブル
And she knows that as well!
我らどちらかの命によりここに5番目のスワスチカを現出させる
Yeah, we know that as well!
ラインハルト・ハイドリヒとカール・クラフトのしもべとして
Not really.
この身捧げ懺悔させよう
Yeah, let's not go that far.
てめえがな。
いいやあなただ
Well, it will be bad if both of you will die. On the other hand, it will be good for us. Because if we are there, there's also Kain, who we need to take care of, and also Rusalka. So 4 people of the round table. If all of them could go down, that would be a perfect situation, basically. Their murders last until intent intertwined, raging flames and bloody fumes, clashing against each other in a mortal contest of strength. The two silhouettes, one white, one black, crushing each other, obliterating walls, tearing up the floor and crushing the ceiling like the typhoon from the realm of myths. The Dark Knight still ruled the skies as the crimson moonlight showered their raging battle from above. And so began our second deathmatch. How it would end, no one could tell. Well, at some point we'll know that. Right? And here I go seeing not correctly his name. Kain lacked his proof speed and strength, that much was obvious. Gone was his lightning speed that made me disbelieve my own eyes. His attacks now were light and easy to deflect. I no longer felt scared of him. I could both dodge and parry him just fine. There was nothing to be afraid of about the lumbering Goliath in his present state. However, the Crimson Knight, Wilhelm's creation figment, berate me of strength the same way did Kain. We are both gravely exhausted, and to master our full power. Did that put us on the same level as before? No, it definitely didn't seem so. I was in pretty bad shape myself, but I hadn't been as weakened as Kain. I felt like there was something other than the Rose Knight that had robbed him of his power. His movement just seemed awkward. If he was just at all controlled by someone else, then it seemed like this person wasn't doing that good of a job. I recalled how Sabrina controlled him at the club. Her movements were smooth, yet forceful and impeccable, like that of a conductor in front of an orchestra. Did something happen to her?
Sister.
Where was she, anyway? I had made sure to get all the students out of harm's way before starting the fight. The yard was empty and there was nowhere to hide.
こっちはそれとも
The roof, around the gymnasium's window. Her primary weakness lay in an inability to control her monster without staying nearby, thus exposing her to potential danger in the heat of battle. For I suppose she would have found a good place to hide in a structure like school. There is another explanation. Still, there was something off about this.
シスターあんたどこにいる
Kain's lunging movements didn't even feel like that much of a threat. In this case, it was probably smarter to just look for the one who controlled him, take her out of the picture and turn to Wilhelm. If we were lucky, we could neutralize 3 of them with the cost of just a single swastika. I bounced back the metal object in Kain's hands with my iron palm, and kicked him out of the way as he staggered from the impact. Let alone the monster crumpled down, it remained prostrate on the ground, showing no signs of getting back up. Actually, not quite. He was indeed trying to get up, for his efforts seemed to be in vain. His joints were twisting around as his entire body emitted audible creaks. This thing looked no different from a broken marionette right now. I don't understand what could have led to this. Wilhelm's world must have affected his release as well, but I could at least still move around with relative ease. I could imagine her having a tougher time dealing with this than me, being 6 years my senior and all that. Well, technically, that would mean it would be tougher for her if she were a normal human being. But then, what was going on here?
まさか
A gruesome theory flashed through my mind. Given how awkwardly Kine was moving right now, it made more sense than any of the alternatives. What if it wasn't an issue of the usual conductor having fallen ill, but someone else controlling the monster altogether? In other words,
もうやっぱり慣れないことはするもんじゃないわね。
the voice that left Kine sleeps as he finally managed to stand up felt surreal, for lack of a better word. A high-pitched, melodious, and somewhat pretty voice rang in my ears, definitely not one belonging to a man, with its tone more resembling a song than actual speech.
ルサルか
コメントいやこんなはしたない格好でごめんなさいね。
なぜなんでお前が
I had no idea what was going on. I was under the impression that only Sarisa could control Kine through the mask. The monster wore her very own headhunting. Could others simply take control of him immediately? No, that couldn't have been the case. And it would explain why Kine moved so awkwardly today. But more importantly, there was something else I need to know.
シスターはどうした
Why wasn't she controlling the monster herself? Why would Rusaka try to force him to move despite clearly not having mastered the craft? I came to terms with her being my enemy, and I swore to make her pay. I was ready to take both her lives as I landed in the yard. And that was one of the reasons I couldn't look Himura straight in the eye. I embraced her to evade her gaze and fled through the window. Why the hell was Rusaka and not Sarisa here?
あの人は
Ah, right, she told us that her job was finished. That she would never appear in front of us again. A certain sadness colored her tone back then, and although it might have been my imagination, I could have sworn I saw the hint of tears welling in her eyes too. Now that I thought about it, I should realize something wasn't right when I saw Kine, her partner, down there, here. I was astonished by my own obviousness. Neither Sarisa nor Kane should have ever shown their faces in front of me again. So what was up with the situation?
あなたは理解が早いけれどそれをなかなか認めないのが悪いところね。
I could hear mocking expression in her tone.
答えが他にないのならそれが真実だと言ったじゃない。そんな体で私たちと同じになってメルクリウスの力を継いで、それでもまだあなたは全然変わっていない。その意志、強固な自我と堅くなさ、褒めてやりたいけど腹立たしいわね。私たちが求めて狂って憎みながらもよだれを垂らしてすり寄った彼の力をクズなお天のように思うあなたが。
I sure do that.
レン君、あなたのことは好きよ、私。可愛い顔だし、いじらしいし、勇ましくて女に優しい男の子だし。
Well, that's a pretty accurate description of mine.
あなたが彼の代替だと知ったとき、悲しかったのは本当。泣かせたくないし、痛くしたくないし、戦いたくないし、殺したくなかったのも少しだけ。
Well,
でも、今やっと、私はあなたのことが憎くなりそう。
how could you? Don't do that! Kine, or rather Sokka, his puppet master, exuded raw, seething bloodlust. Sorry, it permitted the air like a volatile gas about to explode.
バビロンは死んだ。ザミエルは殺した。だからこの化け物ちゃんは私が使う。ねえレン君、あなたは本当のカインがどんなものか知らないでしょ。こいつの一番怖いところをリザから聞いていないでしょ。
The giant staggered forward with that humongous lump of iron radiating on his shoulder. He seemed to be slowly trying to close the distance between us.
カインと戦い負けた者はその武器も力も奪われる。ベベルスブルグ・ロンギヌス、ハイドリヒ教にしか許されない魂のレギオン。複製だけどこいつのこれもどうしてえげつない代物よ。
That's true, I don't think we've heard about it.
だからあなたの力をちょうだい。メルクリウスの秘蔵品はこいつに食わせて私がもらう。
No thank you, not interested. The sizable lump of iron in Kain's grip suddenly lit up in blinding purple lighting, casting a humongous wreathing shadow.
さあ、それじゃあ本番行こうかしら。
Come.
バビロンの真似事じゃ勝てないし、ここからは自己流で行くからね。
Sure, give it a shot. The murder scented from both the shadow and the purple lighting swept through the yard like a wave. I was seriously fighting two against one here. Since I chose no longer among us, I had no time to decide whether to celebrate or lament that fact, but one thing I knew for sure. Rosaka was nowhere near as adept at controlling Kain as her. At the same time, however, she was the only one who could both being the monster and use her own skills in the battle all at once. The purple lighting cast countless shadows that she could bring under her control, a truly horrifying combination to say at the least.
まま皆眠るさ夜中に、皆そこを離れることぞ嬉しけ。
Her singing voice echoed through the realm of light and shadows.
水の表を頭もて、何かで遊ぶぞ楽しけ。詰める大気を震わせて、互いに高く呼び交わし、緑なす濡れがに打ち震う。乾かし遊ぶぞ楽しけ。
Ew! One of the shells increased in dimension and surged up from the ground. Wriggling its bent neck, it opened its jaws to reveal countless jagged teeth. Hundreds of airform like shadows around Kain followed suit and rose up to the sky like necks of frenzied hydra. Disgusting! Not you, Rusalka, but that thing that we created. Disgusting! Oh, I remember that. A month later, all her shadows lunged in my direction.
あなたにこれはまだできない。
She was right, I couldn't mimic the crazy tricks and she and Wilhelm kept pulling in this place. I didn't even know how that stuff was supposed to work.
勝てないわよ。自力が違いすぎるということを教えてあげる。
I was very much aware of my inferiority compared to them. But I wasn't planning to just lie down and wait for death either.
マリ、
How could I pull through this? Would she have the answer? I wish to save Kazumi more and Honjo. The explosion of lightning pierced me as my scorched frame danced down through the air towards the ground, countless shadows prepared to tear me to pieces. They'd swallow me. If I fell there, I'd be eaten alive. I didn't even have a second to waste. But I'd never find a way to escape in such a short period of time.
そう。
You know what to do? Kind of. I flipped upside down in the air and swung my guillotine at a patch of ground these shadows were in such a hurry to gather it. Chasing the cold shadow away, my action secured me but 30 quadratic centimeters of space. However, that was enough for me to kick off and vault in the sky again. Ruska was in particular skilled and controlling Kain. Had I been up against this Rosaka, she would have likely hit me with lightning before I could make my jump. This time, however, only shadows came to pursue me. Maybe she couldn't launch multiple lightning blasts in quick succession. I had to figure out how to use this to my advantage. I clicked off the school's wall, landing on the roof of the connecting corridor. As I did, the speed of the shadows pulsing me slowed down a bit. Just as I thought.
いいわよ、レン君。私はあなたみたいにさっとい子が好き。
Thank you. I could hear a twisted grin in her voice. The lighting from Kain's weapon was currently the strongest source of light in the yard, and so I secured the upper ground. The shadows pursuing me would have no choice but to grow dimmer. Simple moonlight couldn't compare to the luminosity of the glow. However,
そんなあなたに一ついいことを教えてあげる。私の影に触れたらダメよ。触れたらそこでおしまいよ。
her voice rang with confidence, as if mocking the futility of my effort, saying that I couldn't escape no matter how hard I struggled.
よいしょ
The next moment, Kain launched into the sky. He covered up to 10 meters in a single jump, reaching above the 4th floor of the school. This time, he swung his humongous lump of iron in midair, filling the sky with purple lightning. Extending through the sky like the web of a spider, Kain's lightning cast countless shadows upon the ground, including ones that reached beyond my back. I kicked the roof of the connecting corridor and lunged at Kain, hoping to claim his head right there and there. Unfortunately, he simply crashed into his lump of iron and was sent spinning toward the ground from the impact like a downed airplane. He wasn't as fast as strong as before, but without proper footing either, there was simply no way for me to follow up a parried attack. I crashed through the window and then through the consecutive wall into what seemed like a classroom. The pain from impact momentarily robbed me of my ability to breathe. I felt dizziness take its hold on me, followed by a violent sensation of noisy. Still, I had no time to waste. The shadows pursuing me would soon be here. It was a bad idea to stay in a confined area for long. I need more space. Hell, fighting in the athletics field, for example, would have been leagues more convenient than a cramped old inner yard. With nothing to block their path, the shadows could likely extend further there, but with less things to cast them, they would also significantly decrease in number. Kain was now much slower than before, and Rusaka's shadows weren't that hard to dodge. I could probably bet on my speed to carry me through the side. I just wish Shulgam's goddamn creation figment didn't hamper me in everything I did. Huh. Wait.
あいつはどこに
I couldn't imagine him taking a backseat and just observing the fight. Was he still chasing Contra around the campus? That didn't seem very likely. After being lost in thought for a few seconds, I realized I was actually in my own classroom. Apparently I ended up in the same place I started at.